This video will present you the institutional framework of the Amadam project. In other words, it will be presented the sources of support and funding of the project Amadam and conditions of its realization. My name is Zlatan Šoškić. I am full professor at the University of Kragujevac and a member of the Amadam team. The presentation itself will first introduce a structure of the EU projects, then we'll give some intro about Horizon 2020 program, Maria Sklodowska-Curie actions, RISE goals, and thus will represent also an introduction to the Amadam project. As it is well known, EU represents a superstate political structure which is joining 28 European countries, and its many activities is also including countries from the other parts of the world. The legislative power in the European Union is in the hands of the European Parliament, which is the Assembly of European Union, very much analog to the assemblies of other democratic countries. The Assembly is appointing the European Commission, which really represents the government of the European Union, and this government consists of general directorates, which are more or less analog to ministries of traditional governments, and the role of minister more or less plays the commissioner of a general directorate. The European projects are classified according to the general directorate that funds them. So we have, for example, projects of the General Directorate for Agriculture, which is the first one to be listed because of the letter A, and many other projects of different general directorates. Of the relevance for the Amadam project and for this presentation and the workshops of the Amadam project are the projects of General Directorate for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, and in particular the projects of General Directorate for Science and Innovation. Besides, for the participants in the workshop are of interest projects of General Directorate for Entrepreneurship, and I recommend you to all the participants from industry to look at these projects. All in all, there are 33 different General Directorates at this moment, and we have many different projects of European Union being realized within those different general directorates. For the students who participate in the Amadam workshops, are of interest projects of General Directorate for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, which are realized through two programs. The first one is the program Creative Europe, which deals with cultural projects in the European Union, and the other program is the famous Erasmus Plus program, which deals with different projects dedicated to education, youth and sport. Amadam project belongs to the projects of General Directorate for Science and Innovation, and by far the largest program of the General Directorate for Science and Innovation is the program Horizon 2020, which brought funding of about 80 billion euros for science and research. The Horizon 2020 program is quite complex program, and it comprises three main pillars. The first is the excellent science, the second is industrial leadership, and the third are societal challenges. Besides those three main pillars, there are other projects also in the other actions that I will not discuss here because they are not of relevance for the participants in Amadam workshops. The pillar of excellent science is supporting really scientific development in Europe, and industrial leadership is dealing with the support of research and innovation in industry, while the societal challenges responds to different needs of European society. The pillar Excellent Science comprises several actions, and the first are the future and emerging technologies, which is supporting research in very specific and defined emerging technologies. The second action is the European Research Council, which really supports all kinds of research projects, not only those dealing with emerging technologies. The third action are so-called Maria Sklodowska-Curie actions, which are intended for the improvement of human capacity of European Union in the field of research. We will speak about it soon. And the final action in the pillar Excellent Science are the research infrastructure, which is supporting provision of the high-quality equipment for research to research centers, institutes, and other institutions that deal with science in Europe. Industrial leadership has, as the first and the most important action, leadership in enabling industrial technologies, which is trying to support very specific actions which will contribute to achievement of the goal to put Europe in a leading position in specific selected types of industries. The second action of the industrial leadership pillar is the access to risk finance, which is helping innovators to find the funding for their research and innovation efforts. And finally, there are actions of innovation in small and medium enterprises, which are of interest for all the participants in Armadan workshops who are coming from small and medium enterprises, because European Union is directly stimulating the innovation projects of small and medium enterprises. The pillar Societal Challenges comprises actions that deal with challenges in the field of health, like it was the case with COVID-19, then food, energy, transport, climate, society, and security, which all represent the challenges for the modern European community. The Amadam project belongs to the Excellent Science pillar and the Maria Sklodowska-Curie actions. Maria Sklodowska-Curie actions have the goal to improve human capacity of European Union in the fields of research and innovation. They comprise several goals which differ in the target groups. First, there are the actions called Researchers' Night, which address general public, and the goal is to inform the general public and to raise interest of general public for education and the work in the field of science and research. Then there are individual grants, which are supporting the development of individual careers of the researchers who want to live in European Union, who want to make their research in European Union. Then we have innovative training networks, which aim at the support to beginners in science, to PhD students really, who are offered to be educated at the best institutions in Europe in the respective fields. Besides these actions, there are so-called staff exchange calls, which comprise improvement of the existing research teams. So unlike innovative training networks, which are aimed at beginners, the staff exchange is aimed at the researchers of at all stages of their career. And unlike the individual grants, staff exchange intends to support the teams. Besides these calls, there are different supporting other actions and programs in the Maria Sklodowska-Curie actions, and the actions are also supporting other projects if they contribute to the field to the development of human capacity of European Union in the field of research and science. Amadam project represents the staff exchange project. The call which implements the staff exchange is called RISE. And RISE is really an abbreviation for the Research and Innovation Staff Exchange, where by the words research staff, we are referring to the employees of the academic institutions, so of the universities and research institutes. And by innovation staff, we are referring to the industrial engineers and researchers. The idea of the RISE call is that the already established researchers are being trained by learning through experience. And the mechanism are so-called secondments. Seconding means that a researcher who is being trained is for some period leaving his institution where it works, so it is called home institution, and goes to the host institution, which is another company, and he works for the host institution while being paid by the home institution. Upon completion of the period of secondment, he returns to his home institution with the knowledge that he gained by working for the host institution. These exchanges and secondments in the RISE call have to be international and intersectoral, which means that the home institution and host institution must be from two different countries, and one of them has to be academic institution, while the other has to be industry. So this is really the exchange of researchers for innovation stuff. For example, it is possible to create a program of exchange of research and innovation staff between Italian university and Serbian small and medium enterprise, and between the Serbian university and Italian small and medium enterprise. But the exchanges between the universities or small and medium enterprises are not allowed within the RISE call. The Amadam project is a response to a RISE call, so it is realized in such a manner because it has a consortium which consists of two academic institutions. The first is Faculty of Mechanical Engineering from Kraljevo, which is a part of University of Kragujevac in Serbia, and in Department for Industrial Engineering of University of Bologna in Italy. And the small and medium enterprises partners are Topomatica from Zagreb in Croatia, Studio Pedrini from Bologna in Italy, and Flamingo from Gračanica in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Those five partners have five different expertise which are they bringing to the consortium. The Faculty of Mechanical Engineering in Kraljevo has expertise in additive manufacturing, or more popular in 3D printing, while University of Bologna, in particular the Department for Industrial Engineering, has expertise in experimental mechanics. And they are providing these expertise to the small and medium enterprises partners. On the other hand, the small and medium enterprises partners have their respective expertise. Topomatica has expertise in optical measurements, Studio Pedrini in rapid manufacturing, and Flamingo in rapid tooling. So in this diagram, each of the intersections between those pillars represent really an exchange between the researchers and innovation staff. So engineers from Topomatica, Studio Pedrini, and Flamingo were coming to University of Kragujevac and to University of Bologna to be trained on their expertise, and vice versa. The researchers from the universities were coming to Zagreb, Bologna, and Gračanica to be trained on the expertise of these small and medium enterprises. Therefore, this was the institutional framework for the realization of the Amadan project. If you have more questions, you may contact us using the websites of all the project partners. Thank you for your attention.